Typically, the blood testing is coming from after an accident, and they're going to go and get it from the subpoena it out of the hospital, and then run it either through the hospital labs or send it down to their the state lab down in Sudbury. But it was interesting. We just got done with a week-long course on gas chromatography, and a lot of variances can pop up within how the machine is set up, how the machine is operated, and the internal standards that they've run and the external standards. So I think it's more than a 5% margin of error or uncertainty that exists there. But
that sounds good to me. I always go with 5%, but more is better. But you know, the thing is with the blood test, I think what your question is, if you're not drinking, can you get a blood test? It's smart to get out and get a blood test as quick as you can afterwards. The cops aren't going to do it for you unless there was an accident. But if you can get a hospital to take a blood test for you or get your doctor to do it as quick in time as you can to the driving. And if that comes back zero, you've got a shot. Because what the cops figure is if you don't take a test or if you blow zeros, you must be on drugs or something, and the blood test will answer that too. But that's what you should ask for. You should ask for a blood test if you're inclined to take a test at all.
And ask for the bail bondsman or the bail person that's going to set the bail to be there as quickly as possible so you can get to the hospital and get a test taken.
Okay, so the best advice is give them your license or registration, shut up, and just nod yes or no.
Perfect. Lawyer up, and shut up. That's what you want to do.
All right.
It was great talking with you. Thanks for calling in, and thanks for sharing your experience as a juror. That's really it's helpful to us, too, to hear that. Because
thank you. I appreciate your show because I think it'll help a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. And don't take any wooden nickels and don't take any breath tests, right? That's
perfectly clear, right?
But it's funny, in the old days, the conventional wisdom was you tell everyone, never take the breath test, never take the breath test. It's an individual decision, though, because you really have to look at what the person's driving history is, if they have any other refusals on their record, because in Massachusetts especially, those penalties are incremental, and you can really get hammered just for refusing, even if you're innocent. So it's best to talk to a lawyer before you find yourself in a situation and go over your driving history with him or her. And I'm always happy to do that with people, if they come to the office or call in and say, here's my situation. And if I find myself in that situation, should I take a test, not take a test? The best advice always is don't drink and drive at all. But if you find yourself in the clutches of the police and under pressure, you want to know what you're going to do ahead of time. So let's keep the inspection stickers up to date, registrations up to date. Remember to lawyer up and shut up. Greg, any other advice?
There was a recent case that came out on the smell of burnt marijuana in cars, and as to whether that allows the officer to get you out of the car.
That was a great case.
I don't know if we have time to go into it
today,
but
we've got a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
But make sure if you're stopped and they say that the reason they're getting you out of the car is because of the smell of marijuana, that you get to a competent defense attorney who is up to date on all the new laws that have come out, because that is not a valid exit order at that point, and it should not allow them to go ahead and do a complete search. That should only last about 5 minutes, but probably could turn into 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even longer, looking for other evidence.
Now, it's smart, though, not to have that smell in your car at all, because some cops are not 100% up to date on changing laws, and they're going to hassle you. And getting arrested is no prize, even if you get out of it at the end. It's never a good idea to smoke weed in your car. I had a case with some kids that were just over the border and didn't realize they were in New Hampshire and thought it was okay to smoke in the car. And, they had a sad ending to that because in New Hampshire it is still a crime for whatever reason. If you look on my website, there's a YouTube video on marijuana laws that hopefully you'll find informative. I've gotten a lot of favorable comments and so forth on that. This again is Mark Stevens. My website is byebyedwi.com. I'm located just off Exit 2 in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire. Convenient to everything, easy to get to from anywhere. And I have with me today Attorney Greg Oberhauser, criminal defense lawyer and OUI defense lawyer extraordinaire from Lowell, Massachusetts. Greg, what's your website?
It's Mass OUI Law, and our phone number in Lowell is 978-452-1116.
And if you find yourself in the clutches of the police, under arrest or under investigation in the Lowell area, Greg is a good guy to call, very experienced, gets great results down there. And we appreciate you being on the show today, Greg.
Well, thank you very much, Mark.
And this again is Mark Stevens. It's great to be here. Thanks to our callers today. We had some great callers today, Hector and the other fellow who had the jury duty. My website again is byebydwi.com. Greg, yours one last time.
Mass OUI Law.
That's a great, catchy title, easy to remember. Bruce, thanks for having us on again.
Always a pleasure to see you.
It was good to see you again.
Nice meeting your other
Nice to
gentleman.
meet you,
It's always
Bruce.
good to spend time with another Linner.
You got it, pal. And don't forget it.
That's right. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mark.